Hey, William Gilmore here for the ScreenwritersJourney.com. It is day 174 of the journey, and we have a completed script. I actually did it this time. The script is finished. It's done, and of course, that is the greatest screenwriter's folly ever. As soon as you think it's done, something pops up, and you go, oh, "Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I see that before?" And you're back into the rewrites. But as of right now, I feel pretty confident that I have a completed script up until I realized that it isn't. So, yay to me. It has been a tough slog to get to this point. I kept thinking I was going to do it weeks and weeks ago, and each week something new would pop up. And will seem like very simple changes had a ripple effect to the script. You have to go back and find everything and fix all those things. And when you fix that something, then something else pops up, and and to work out all those kinks and cogs, sometimes takes a while, and it certainly has. I've certainly gotten better about finding the time to do the writing, and finding the time just means staying up later or getting up even earlier than I was getting up to try and take care of things. Uh, it's been tough, but I'm sort of into that rhythm now, I think, of staying up far later than I should, and still getting in a full day of work, and hopefully not having to stay too late at the office, so I can get on board with this. A lot of the big changes in this final rewrite really centered around the third act. We have a whole new confrontation between Raydell and Shep when Shep comes to the rescue of his friends who are being held hostage. That was a considerable amount of rewriting. Originally, that scene was a confrontation where Tyler had to come to the rescue, so we had to shift that around a little bit to make Shep more of our protagonist. He's not really the protagonist. We're still trying to make Raydell the protagonist, but sort of a dual protagonist. He's our hero in any case. And so having to have him come to the rescue gave him more to do rather than sit around waiting. And that was all kinds of changes. Who had guns, who didn't, how did they get them, what kind of battle took place in Shep's trailer, how did Raydell get away, all these things sort of changed and were altered, and it took a lot of massaging to get them to work out right. Having Shep not at the trailer when Raydell shows up, I needed to get him out of there, so that happened in earlier pages. And one of the new scenes that came out of that was a new scene featuring Reggie, our long-lost love interest for Shep. She comes and goes just about every week in some form or fashion. She's back in right now. It's a very small role. It's just there to sort of firmly establish that there is a love interest for Shep. She doesn't really play a major part in the story itself, but it does provide an opportunity for Shep to be tempted now that he is in possession of all the cash. And that's a scene that I took in earlier this week into rewrites. That was part of those 10 pages. So my rewrites, as I was going into this workshop, the rewrites were literally coming out of the computer in time to go to this workshop. And so I was really pushing that ending there. If I didn't get it done, wouldn't have pages to take in, so I sort of had that deadline also pushing me along, which was nice, a little nerve-wracking at times. But the third act really is action-packed. I mean, once you hit it, it just goes and doesn't stop. There's a new car chase scene with Tyler, a reworking of the confrontation between Shep and Tyler in the swamp, a lot of new things all the way along, and there's a new ending with the armadillo making his appearance again to match that opening shot that we have when the armadillo gets run over. So all kinds of new things happening in here, and I feel pretty good about it. And the readings have been working fairly well. There's been a few changes that I've gotten from the readings that I've had to make some adjustments for. But for the most part, it's been going really well. Good feedback, good reaction, and I'm feeling pretty good. We'll see how long that feeling lasts. In this business, it can change overnight. So putting together some pages, and we'll start sending that out to some people and getting some feedback from them. And the first round will just be close friends or associates in the business that I know, just to get sort of a general feeling. The issue with sending to friends, family, and close associates is that they're generally on your side and want you to succeed. So they may let some issues slip by. They may overlook some things and give you very positive feedback unless you've got really, really good friends who can be really super honest with you. And that's a tough thing to do, even when you're really close with someone, for them to be that honest and go, man, your work sucks. Doesn't always happen. So I expect the feedback will be fairly positive. We got to kind of read between the lines and see where they're having issues and see if we can identify those and fix them before we start the marketing of the script. Of course, they may come back and in their honesty go, man, you really need to do some work on this, and that would be a big setback. But hopefully it won't be that way. Anyway, we'll find out in the next couple days, so please check back right here on the Screenwriter's Journey. I'm William Gilmore, and keep up your own writing and let me know how that's going.